I hope everyone is doing well. So in this video, I wanted to pick the brain of my personal mentor, my upline. His name is Christian Brindle. Now, this video I did through my Zoom camera. The quality is not the best, but the information is so great and it's definitely worth watching. So anyways, keep watching this video if you want to hear my upline give me advanced tips on me booking Medicare appointments. Of course, it will help you as well. So yeah, enjoy the video. So I have a special guest with me today. So Christian, introduce yourself. He's my mentor and my AKA upline. All right, Christian, who are you?
Well, thanks, Patricia. Thank you for having me. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you today, as always. So my name is Christian Brindle. I run a little agency out maybe about 15 minutes outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, and we specialize in Medicare health plans for seniors. And yeah, I mean, we run several online forums to kind of give support to agents. So we run the Six Figure Medicare Agent Facebook group that services just under 3,000 agents from all over the country. And then we have a YouTube channel that puts out free trainings for agents by the same name called Six Figure Medicare Agents. So I guess the best way I could describe myself is, I'm somebody that works as an advocate. I'm an agency owner. I'm an agency builder. So I'm in the trenches all day, every day throughout the week. And so, that kind of helps in terms of me putting out actual real information that's going to help people because it's something that I've actually done and built and I'm in it every day. So I'm not just sitting behind a desk and hearing about things, like some people in our business.
Exactly. So I made a video, a week ago called Booking Medicare Appointments Live. And Christian is my mentor, like I said, and I sent him the video. I said, Christian, what can I do to improve, help a girl out? And he was like, he was giving me tips. And I was like, you know what? Pause. Let's make a video.
Yeah.
So anyways, Christian is here to give us some advanced tips on how to, set your appointments, not waste too much time, to kind of like streamline your appointments. My appointment setting is more for like new agents. You just want to get in the door. You just want that appointment. But Christian is going to help us, give some more advanced tips. So what are the tips you would say that I could have, said in the video that I did not say, Christian?
Yeah, so I think your video, I think you did a great job in the video, and I think your process is very good. So I want to start off by saying that. Like, the only reason why I gave any alterations was because, that's what you were looking for. You were looking for things that you could do better on. And so I maybe was nitpicking a little bit.
No, I don't think so.
just so that way I could, make sure that I could, bring you some value to it. But I think you did a great job. Ultimately, your script, the way that I perceived it was, you're trying to book an appointment, right? You're trying to book an appointment quickly. You're trying to book an appointment and get off the phone to go to somebody's house, which is ultimately a good thing because if you can fill your calendar with appointments, that's going to bode well for you when you go out into the field, right? You want to have a packed calendar as much as possible. But one thing I learned early on in my career, probably after about 12 to 24 months of doing that exact same strategy myself as a young agent, when I was going to houses and doing windshield time and things like that. Now I don't anymore. I pretty much exclusively sell over the phone or have people come into our brick and mortar office here in Utah. So I don't really leave the office. I'm kind of like a vampire.
Yeah, but that's my goal. That's my goal eventually.
You'll get there. It just takes time. I mean, of building things up a little bit. But essentially one thing I learned was when you get really good at booking appointments, like you are, you probably end up going to houses that might not be very pre-qualified, right? They might not be either able to buy something from you. They might not qualify for what you're selling. You might not be able to beat what they already have. And so one thing I learned early on was, and I feel like the strategy that you're implementing is going to be the best thing when you're in your first year of building your business, because in the first year, you just need to get in front of people. Exactly. Right. I think that's the thing that most people struggle with as agents.
And that's how you learn, the more appointments, the more experience you be. So you definitely want to just get in the door, like you said, the first year.
Exactly. Absolutely. And so that's the way anybody that's watching in your audience that might kind of hear what I'm about to say, I would recommend just trying to get as many appointments under your belt as possible if you're new, because that's going to help. That experience is invaluable. You can read books all day, you can watch videos all day, but unless you're actually out in the field getting in front of potential clients and customers, you're never going to actually learn what you need to learn. I mean, you can be more prepared by watching those things and studying and things like that, but there's nothing quite like experience. But what I would tweak if I were you in your approach I would try to do a little bit more in terms of pre-qualifying the lead before I book an appointment. The reason why I would want to do that is because I don't want to waste my time driving to that person's house if there's no way that I'm going to get a sale out of that person, right? If there's no way I'm going to be able to convert them from a lead to a client. And I feel like when you get really good on the phone and you get really good at calling leads, like you're already spectacular at it, trying to make sure that you're only spending time with the most qualified people and you're actually taking the time to drive to their house for only the most qualified people is going to bode well for you, and it will save you some time. I think it's an efficiency thing. So that would be probably the main thing I would tweak. And I know we'll get into the nuts and bolts a little bit, but I think going through a set list of maybe a handful of additional questions and restructuring your script is going to help in terms of making sure that when you book an appointment with somebody, for a fact they're an interested, qualified buyer.
Yes, definitely. And I hear you say the word script a lot. We're not really reading off of a script. I just want to make that clear, because we don't want to sound robotic. We don't want to sound like we're from India somewhere. We want to sound like a real person down the road, right?
Exactly. Like, I get people that ask me probably every week, and I know you probably do too. They're like, "What script do you use? I need a script. Can you send me a script?" I'm like, "I have scripts." Yeah. I'm like, "I have scripts. We have plenty of scripts that I've created myself for people that when they ask for it, but I've never been a big fan of a script. I think a script serves its purpose. I think a script serves the purpose of when you're new, it's going to serve more as bullet points of things you should hit. But reading or script word for word, like you said, makes you sound super robotic. And so I feel like really what a script should do is it should just be a bullet point, a list of bullet points for you to hit. So that way it can open the door to a conversation, right? To the conversation that you want to have. But from there is no such thing as a script that's going to take you from point A to Z in a sale. Exactly. Right. And like you just read it word for word. And at the end, when you get to part Z, then they enroll. You're like, this is the best script ever. That doesn't exist. Right. That just is not realistic. I feel like a script more than anything else when you're new is going to open the door and allow you to have that conversation with your prospects. But at the end of the day, it's just you having a conversation with somebody. And that organicness of your conversation and your ability to make quick reactions and quick answers to things is going to be what impresses them the most, I feel.
Exactly. So give us some of the tips.
All right. So here's what I would do if it was me. And I'll give you a little bit of insight on my script and kind of how I've done it when I've called appointments. So like, let's say, so the script that you're using before was for direct mail leads, if I remember right. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say I'm doing the exact same kind of lead. I would call somebody up. Let's say I was calling you. Okay. So we'll do a little role playing here. Okay.
Okay.
The first time around, don't push back on me too hard, but then we'll do one after that where maybe you give me. Okay. All right. So first one, I'm calling you up. Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
This is how I would start off the call. I would start off the call by showing a lot of enthusiasm, right? Your tonalities over the phone are going to be what drives the conversation, because they can't see you. They can't see your smiling face. They can't see your body language. So you have to make up for all of those weaknesses that you're losing out on by being over the phone by really nailing your tones. So anyway, you say hello. I'd start off the phone call by going, "Hi, is this Patricia?" I want to sound excited, enthusiastic.
Yes, this is.
"Hi, Patricia. My name is Christian. The reason for my call today, Patricia, is we received this reply card back in the mail that you sent back in the last couple of weeks requesting for some information regarding your Medicare health plan or Medicare health plans in the area. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions to determine if I can be of any service?
Sure.
So I'm gonna pause real quickly. The reason why I'm going into that, I'm not going right for the appointment, right? An appointment is a bit more of a commitment for people, right? They're allowing you to come into their home. What I'm asking for is very low barrier, essentially, right? The bar is very low for what I'm asking for them to commit to right off the bat, and that is I just want to ask them some questions. That's it, and I'm pre-qualifying them. So usually when you go into that and you get somebody on the phone and you're able to get that part out, I find that a majority of the time, usually most people are going to be all right with you answering questions. Every now and then you'll get somebody that push back, be like, well, I didn't send anything in. Who are you? How did you get this number? Like that, that's going to happen, right? No matter what you're doing, there's no silver bullet. But anyway, so I'm going to go into my questions from there. So let's say I'm doing an AEP lead, right? Let's just use that as an example. I'm going to say, so you said yes to the questions. I'm going to say, okay, great. Are you on Medicare now, Patricia?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Do you currently have a plan that works with your Medicare, like possibly like a supplementary insurance or another program like that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no, that's no problem. That's no problem at all. Do you happen to know which insurance company that you have that program through?
Yes. Do you want to say insurance names? Yes, I have
Let's just
insurance
say
company
ABC.
name
Let's say ABC insurance company.
ABC.
Okay, great, perfect. So, do you know if you pay anything monthly for that plan? Like, is it something that you don't have to pay any premium for, or is it something that they maybe take out of a checking account?
Yeah, I pay like 148 or something through my Social Security check.
Okay, fantastic. And you're not alone. That's actually going to be your Medicare Part B premium. There's two
Okay.
parts of Medicare, Patricia, and that's typically Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B. Medicare Part A doesn't have any cost to it, as long as you've worked in the country for a certain amount of time. Part B has that premium, however, of about $148.50 a month. And everybody pays that when they're on Medicare. If you have anything in addition to that, depending on the type of program you might have, you might be paying a little bit of extra on top of that if it's a Medicare supplementary insurance plan. But a lot of plans available actually don't charge anything above and beyond that. So it sounds like that's all you're paying. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. So it sounds like to me that what you have is potentially a Medicare Advantage plan. Does that ring a bell at all?
Probably. I'm not sure. I just know I have Medicare.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So do you happen to have a card at all on your plan?
Yes, actually I do. I have it. Let me get it right now. I have it with me right here.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna pause right here. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to essentially probe more. I want to find out what they have to the best of my abilities. And if you're selling locally in your market, like a lot of your listeners probably are, you're gonna know the plans, probably, right? You're gonna have an idea which plan has a good network, which plan has a crappy network, which plan is weak here, weak there. Studying up on your products and your plans is gonna help with this because let's say they come back and they say, I have ABC Insurance Company. And you know for a fact that ABC Insurance Company is weak in this area or that area or this area or that area. It gives you a little bit of an in, right? And then you can kind of determine if there's anything that you might be able to combat that plan with. But let's say they have a plan. And the next question I would usually ask is the final question I would say, okay, I'd be like, you have ABC insurance plan. How important is dental coverage to you, vision coverage, hearing coverage? And then,
Very important because I really need to go to my dentist. So yeah, it's very important to me.
okay. Patricia, can I tell you what I like about your plan and maybe what I don't like?
Sure.
What I like about your plan is, and I'll just list off some generic stuff that it's strong in. We're just using some made up plan. I'd be like, what I don't like about it is we found that sometimes it's just a little limited when it comes to that dental coverage. In my opinion, I think there might be some plans that might help you out a little bit more. I'm actually going to be out in your area later on this week. Do you think you might have some time on either a Thursday or a Friday where maybe I could come by and I could kind of show you what your plan does, what it doesn't do, and how it compares to some of the other options out there?
Definitely. I mean, I haven't looked at my plan in years. So yeah, I would like to have a second look.
Perfect. Is morning or afternoon more convenient?
I would say afternoon.
Okay, perfect. And then you book the appointment, you just go for it. I've seen a lot of sales trainers, and some very huge sales trainers at that. They'll recommend that people give the option, maybe two options, right? Or one option. They'll be like, I'm pretty full this week, Mrs. Jones, but I have Thursday at 9 o'clock available. And how does that work? Well, what if Mrs. Jones says, well, I have a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock? Like, oh, that's no problem. I actually have an 11 o'clock. Well, then in their mind, subconsciously, they're like, oh, he lied to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting off the relationship. It's
Exactly.
just stupid to me. Like, you don't have to do that. People don't know your calendar. They're not looking at your calendar. And this is how you go about it when you're scheduling appointments. You say, I got some time on Thursday and Friday. You don't say, I'm wide open. If you're wide open, you'd be like, I got some time Thursday and Friday. Depending on the day, depends on maybe my opening. Do you have any time one of those 2 days? Well, yes, I have time Thursday. Okay. What time of the day do you think is best for you, Mrs. Jones? Well, mornings are kind of crazy, but afternoons are a little bit better. I'd be like, fantastic. Actually, ironically enough, my morning's pretty crazy myself, but afternoon's great for me too. Like
Exactly.
you want to get them to tell you what their availability is, and then no matter what your calendar says, as long as you don't have another appointment, that's your availability too, as far as they need to know.
Exactly. You don't want to say that you're wide open because people don't want to work with someone that's not busy, right?
Exactly. People like to work with people that it appears like they have a lot going on. And so, yeah, that is how, in my opinion, I would pre-schedule an appointment. I would try to qualify it first. I want to find out if they can change, first of all. If it's AEP, everybody can change. But the other thing I want to find out is I want to find out what they have. I want to find out if it's meeting their needs. If there's any needs that they're not getting, I want to find that pain point on that first phone call. Because if I can isolate that pain point right off the bat, then I can determine if they're really going to, need to change anything. I'm going to determine if they're going to want to change anything. I'm going to save myself 20 minutes of driving.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of, now some people will make the argument that, well, you should make the appointment anyway because you might be able to sell something else. And I understand that philosophy. If you're selling Medicare Advantage, of course, you can't sell life on the same appointment. So that's out the door if the appointment's for Medicare, right? You might be able to sell like a dental product, a cancer product, something like that. And that's fine. If you maybe are having a difficult time scheduling appointments and you don't have a lot of, things in your calendar, then those appointments are better than no appointments. But if I'm going to pack my calendar, I want them full of people that are interested, pre-qualified, and have a great chance of buying from me. And I already know that going in.
Exactly. So what would you say for somebody that does do life and health? Because I have sat with clients that actually had a great retirement plan. I didn't do what you did. I didn't do the steps. So I went there. They already had something. I couldn't help them. But I was able to, help them get life insurance. So what would you say about someone that has, that could offer both life insurance and Medicare?
Yeah. Well, if the appointment that you're going in for is for Medicare, essentially the rules with Medicare Advantage anyway, Medicare supplements are different. Medicare supplements, all bets are off. You can sell anything with Medicare supplements because they're regulated by the state governments. So they don't have as many strict rules through CMS, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Medicare Advantage, on the other hand, they deem it not acceptable to sell life insurance annuities on the same appointment. So what I would tell an agent that's doing both is I would say, if you talk about Medicare on the appointment, don't even talk about life. What you do is you schedule a follow-up appointment for maybe a few days out or the next week to come back and talk about life. That's the compliant way to go about it.
Yes, definitely.
Not everybody does that, but that doesn't make it right. You just want to make sure you cover your bases, because the last thing you need is some kind of compliance issue popping up. You just want to make sure you're doing everything by the books. You can definitely sell life insurance and Medicare at the same, simultaneously, but you just got to make sure you do it the right way. And anytime you're selling government funded insurance, you got all kinds of stupid rules, and that's one of them.
Okay. Usually what I do is at the end of the appointment, I give them my card and I say, I also help my clients with life insurance as well. If you need help with that, we can set up another appointment. Or you could call me when you are ready to get that life insurance policy or whatever, if they don't have it. And I've actually had someone call me like months later. I was so shocked. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she lived right down the street from my house. So it was like, all right, let's do this. And I already had the appointment. It was not like I had to sell her or anything. She would just call me up, hey, Patricia, remember me? We talked about Medicare, but I already had a plan with my retirement plan. But I really need that life insurance. I've been thinking about it. And it was just like, all right, let's go ahead, set up the appointment. And it's just basically filling out the application because you're already in.
Right. Exactly. And that's a perfect way to do it too, in my opinion. I think that if they have the interest right there and then, you schedule an appointment right off the bat. Like you get something in your calendar before you walk out the door. So that way you have something in stone. But if they're not sure, whatever the case might be, it never hurts to bring it up. Be like, hey, Mrs. Johnson, like I do life insurance too. Just so you know, like if you need any help with that, even a really light, non aggressive stance like that is going to bode well for you. I think really when it comes to cross-selling, the hardest thing that for agents to really, in my opinion, get straight in their mind and get out of their own way with is they really just have to bring it up. Like, I feel like anytime you're trying to cross-sell anything, whether it's life insurance, dental, vision, hearing, hospital indemnity, you just have to bring it up. And even if you bring it up badly, you might have 10 to 20% of the people that you bring it up to that will say yes. And that can dramatically increase your income. And it's not just about increasing your income too. It's helping protect your clients better. Because, these people are going to go buy these products somewhere else if you don't offer it to them. They're going to buy it off of a television commercial. They're going to buy an inferior product off of a television commercial or buy it through somebody else, or some other agent might get into the door, sell them that with the intention of replacing your Medicare policy. So it's a great thing to do for retention, but also protecting your customers better. I feel like, if cross-selling is a real challenge for certain agents, you just need to bring it up. And I think you'll find good results by doing that.
Exactly. And what I like to do as well is I like to have my magnetic business card.
Yes.
And I just walk to the refrigerator myself, after building rapport, of course, place it right on the refrigerator. My information is right here. You can always have it or whatever.
I love that. And that's really smart, because you're putting it there for them. They're not going to lose it, right? It's going to stay there. That's a great way to go about it, because you don't want people lose business cards all the time. Like, people give me business cards constantly, and most of them end up in the shredder because I'm like, I don't know what to do with all these freaking business cards, So I think that's a great way to make sure that you're standing out and you're sticking around in their thoughts.
Yeah, and definitely you could also just say, hey, let's go ahead and put my phone number on your phone. Let's just do it. Because sometimes they have no idea how to work their phone. I'm like, all right, I'll figure it out. Let's add my contact on your phone. It's so helpful.
There was this client one time that sticks out in my mind. She wanted me to put my number in her phone, so I did. And then she wanted to take my picture and save it as a contact for me. So she did. And I made this, she got me in a bad spot. And I was like this really horrible picture. And she's like, that's the one. That's the one. So every time I call her to this day, that still pops up. And she lets me know about it when she answers. She's like, I just saw your picture. I'm like, but yeah.
What about referrals?
Yes.
Referrals?
So when it comes to referrals, I mean, referrals are going to be your, in my opinion, the best sale you'll ever get, right? The easiest sale you'll ever get, because when someone refers a friend to you, a family member, someone in their church, a neighbor, whatever the case might be, they've already talked you up to get them to reach out to you. They've already built your credibility. And it's not your credibility isn't being built by a stranger or somebody that doesn't know that person. It's someone that they already like, know, and trust, right? And so they hold you up very high before they even talk to you, right? Like we get calls probably almost every day at this point with a referral. And, I'll get voicemails on my box, and they'll be like, you come so highly recommended by so-and-so. Like, they hold you up very high. And you get more referrals by doing a couple of different things. I'll share some tips on that. Number one is obvious, right? Do a great job for your clients and your customers. Take good care of them. Be responsive when they need you. That's obvious, right? That's just a business 101 thing. But the other thing you can do is anytime you send out communications to your clients, right? If you send, let's say, a birthday card in the mail, right? Let's say you send birthday letters. Put 5 of your business cards in there. and specifically ask at the end of the business, at the end of the birthday card for referrals. Be like, hey, I included some business cards, Mrs. Johnson. If you have any friends or family that could use our services, please feel free to give them out. As a local business, we survive on referrals, and people are happy to recommend you if you do a good job for you. I had a client one time that lived about an hour away from me, and she was on Medicaid, and I helped her get a dual plan, a D-SNP, and it was like 10 times better in multiple ways than what she had before, and she just couldn't believe it, right? She got all kinds of dental, like all this stuff, right? She spent 2 weekends driving around to senior centers and hanging up flyers she made of our company and putting my cards up. She's like, leave me some cards. I left her with 200 cards. Wow. And she got them put up everywhere. And she was like, it was like her mission to spread the good word. It was like a missionary or something like that. Like,
that's cool.
So people, if you are loyal to your clients and your customers, they'll be loyal to you, and they will want to help you. But one thing the reason that 5 business card thing came from, there was a national trainer here that I got to know over the years named Angelo Therese. And he's on the Medicare supplement division, and he travels all over the country and gives speeches to large groups of agents about how they can grow their business. He's very smart, very well respected. And he always told us that, healthcare and other marketing organizations did studies, and they showed that when you put 5 business cards in a communication, your chance of getting a referral goes up by 35%.
Oh, wow.
For whatever reason. It's just a sweet spot. So before I heard him say that, we were sending 3 cards in every, written communication or any mail or anything like that. We also do electronic and email communication as well. So like, we're obviously doing a bit of both, but when we started doing the 5 business cards, we saw the referrals go up dramatically. Don't ask me why. I don't understand why it works, but it works. It's just a psychological thing, I guess. Like, they have more cards. Like, now I've had other people be like, well, I'm going to send 10 cards. If it works for 5, it might work for 10. I think that's overkill. Yeah. To be honest with you, like, unless somebody like that client of mine that was like wanting to advertise this, unless somebody says they want to do something like that, give them 5 in a birthday letter or a newsletter or whatever the case might be that you're sending out. But yeah, referrals are the lifeline of your business, and it's going to be the lowest hanging fruit. Usually it's going to be, somebody that already has a lot of trust in you. And I'd say when it comes to referrals, you're probably looking at a 90% close rate usually. And if it's not, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely. I remember I was with a client and I enrolled her, and she had a roommate. She was like, come here, Betty. Let her enroll you in a plan. She's awesome. She helped me. And I was just like,
yeah.
And the lady was like, and she was like, okay. I said nothing. Like, she just did all the talking. I was like, this was easy.
I helped this one client one time, and they lived in a gated community, very nice neighborhood. And they called me the next day, and they were like, we got 3 of our neighbors that want to talk to you. And what we want to do is we want you to come back next week, and we're going to have all of them meet together at our house. And I was like, oh, wow. So I went back. It was more than 3 neighbors because it was 3 couples. So it was like 6 people. And it was during AEP. Like, we didn't write them all because some of them were where they needed to be. But I think I wrote 4 of them in that one appointment. And it was wonderful. Like, the wife made like cookies or something like that, and like gave us all cookies, and they were the best cookies I've ever had in my life. Like, clients will love you if they once they've accepted you, like, they'll want you to spend the night, they'll want you to stay for dinner. Like, I've had clients want me to spend the night. I'm like, I should probably go home. I'm like, I'm good, but yeah, no, I now one thing I think we should do is let's go through that script one more time all the way through, and I won't pause. Give me just a little pushback though. Not too much, but just a little bit.
All right.
All right. So we'll start from the top. Okay. So, ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi. Is this Patricia?
Yes, this is.
Hi, Patricia. My name is Christian. The reason for the call today, Patricia, is in the last couple of weeks, you sent a reply card back into my company requesting some information on Medicare changes and some Medicare health plans here in the area. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions to determine if I can be of any service?
I fill out a card, you said?
Yeah. So we sent an informational card out in the area just to bring awareness to some changes that are taking place. We received it back. It looks like it's got your handwriting on it. If it would help to jog your memory, I can text you a picture of it right now. If that would be all right. Is it okay if I get a cell phone number I can send it to?
Yes, sure. Definitely text me because I don't remember.
Perfect. I'll take care of that right now. What's a good number for you?
507-4444.
Perfect. Okay. I just sent that over. Take a look at that for me and let me know if that looks like your handwriting. I want to make sure that we got this right.
Oh, it is. I'm so sorry. It is my handwriting. How
Not a
sad.
problem. It's
Hi.
with everything that goes on a day-to-day basis in this crazy world, I forget things constantly, so it's no problem whatsoever. But would it be all right if I just ran through a couple of questions just to make sure I cover all the information you were looking for on this card?
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. Okay. So Patricia, are you on Medicare now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Do you know if you have a program that works with your Medicare, like maybe a supplementary plan or maybe a Medicare Advantage plan of sorts? Anything like that you got working with?
I know it's Medicare. I pay about 148 a month, but I'm not sure if it's a supplement or Advantage plan.
Okay, perfect. So what that 148 a month is essentially that's a Medicare Part B premium. There's two parts of Medicare. You probably know this already, but on your red, white, and blue card, you have a Part A and a Part B.
Yes.
Part B has a monthly premium that everybody pays for. That's about $148.50 a month. For most folks, it comes out of your Social Security automatically. You don't even see it. That's for Medicare in and of itself. For a supplementary plan or some other type of program that goes with it, it's essentially adding benefits to cover holes that Medicare leaves behind. Like Medicare doesn't cover dental, vision, hearing, prescriptions. Medicare only covers about 80% of your medical bills with no maximum out of pocket or stop loss. So a supplement plan or another type of plan will essentially fill in those gaps. And usually they're through insurance
Oh, okay.
companies.
I think my husband has the supplement plan and I have the other one.
Okay, so you have an Advantage plan, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know which insurance company you currently work with on that?
Yes. ABC
ABC. Okay,
insurance.
great.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm familiar with their plans in the area. Would it be all right if I told you some things that I like about their plans and maybe some things I don't like?
Yeah, sure.
So, what I like about them typically is I like that their medical copays are usually pretty competitive with a lot of the other plans, right? They usually offer pretty good medical copays. You're not going to pay a whole lot when you go to the doctor, so that's a good thing. One thing we do find though that usually Moffat is the one in your area. The Moffat's in Tampa. We'll just say we're in Tampa. Um, Moffitt Cancer Center is a facility we found over the years doesn't contract with them, and most people want to have Moffitt in their network. Amongst some other things with the plan. Now there are a lot of different options in the area that would give you Moffitt, and they might include some other things that you're not getting right now. I'm actually going to be out in your area later on this week, coincidentally. Would it be all right if maybe I took maybe 30 minutes of your time and came by and just talked with you and kind of went through what your plan does, maybe what it doesn't do?
Now, when you say 30 minutes, are you going to just be here for 30 minutes? I'm a very busy person, so I can't give
Sure.
you more than 30 minutes of my time.
That is perfectly fine. I will make sure that I notate that in my notes that I'll move quickly. I'll make sure that we explain things as well as possible. The only reason why I would stay longer than 30 minutes is if you want me to.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Because I really love my plan. I don't really plan on switching. I don't want to waste your time, Christian.
Oh, perfect. I understand. I understand completely. I promise you, it's never a waste of my time to know that you can sleep better at night, knowing that you're in the best spot possible. And the way I look at this is that is the worst case scenario that could come out of me coming by, is that you're in the best space you can possibly be. But best case scenario, maybe we can improve some things.
Okay. That
Perfect.
sounds
Would
good.
would Thursday or Friday work okay?
I have a few appointments on Thursday. I could do Friday,
Okay, perfect. I have some availability Friday. What time of the day would you think is the best time for you?
around lunchtime.
Perfect. Do you think 12 would work all right?
Yes, that sounds
Perfect.
good.
That's actually perfect in my calendar. Got some tight spots other times of the day, but that time actually works pretty well. I will plan on being there at 12 o'clock this coming Friday. I will not stay a minute longer than 30 minutes unless you want me to.
Okay.
Um, and we can kind of look at this together, and that way we can get a better determination on what your options are and maybe if you're in the best spot possible. Does that sound fair?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. And can I confirm your address?
Yes, 2438 Successful Lane.
Perfect. Perfect. I got that down. Well, Patricia, this has been a great phone call. I've enjoyed getting to talk to you. Thank you for your time. And if anything comes up in the meantime, this number on your caller ID is the best number to reach me at. If not, though, I will plan on seeing you then.
All right. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you so much. So, boom, there's a call for you. So yeah, I mean, I've dialed every lead under the sun over the years, right? I've dialed Facebook leads, direct mail leads, aged leads, that were probably 4 or 5 years old. Some of those you got to be careful with, right? You don't want to dial leads that aren't compliant or anything like that. But these were. We've dialed Facebook leads, we've generated, we've done it all, and so I feel like I like the model starting out where you're just trying to get as many appointments as possible, because you don't want to try to bite off more than you can chew right off the bat. There's steps to this business. You learn as you go. I feel like for you, Patricia, the main thing that can help you out right now is just your efficiency, right? You want to be as efficient as possible. So making that small tweak might help a little bit.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. But I do have one question.
Of course.
Do you have over 500 Medicare clients?
Yes.
So you are the real deal.
People always want to know exactly like how many clients we have, or I have personally. Like, I don't know. Like it's to me, that's like releasing your tax return.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't always feel comfortable telling people exactly what we have, but I'll tell you that we have over 500 clients. Easy.
Awesome. All right, Christian, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Is there anything that you want to add or anything?
Well, I would say if I was going to leave you guys with any final thoughts, I would say Patricia's the real deal. Patricia is incredibly smart. She's super talented. And you can learn a lot from watching her videos. And so I would encourage you guys to just watch her videos more, watch more of them, subscribe. You can learn about so much, whether it be in the insurance business, whether it be, about finances, about money, about paying down debt. I mean, she's amazing. She's amazing. Paid off her mortgage in 3 years?
Yep.
That's incredible.
Well, I had the house for 5 years, but when I, set the goal out, I did it in 3 years. So yeah.
That is amazing. That is incredible. And so Patricia is somebody for you to be following, right? Patricia is, she's a rising star, and we're just, I'm just happy to be able to work with you. And guys, subscribe to her channel. If you want to get in the insurance business, whether it be in the life world or the Medicare world, she's somebody that can teach you a lot and can help you be successful. So reach out to her, guys. Pay her for coaching. Do whatever you got to do to get some information from her.
All right. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
All right. We're out. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot of tips in this video. I definitely did. And I'm definitely going to utilize the tips that Christian shared with us today. I hope you like this video, guys. Like he said, definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, share and like this video as well. And guess what? I'll see you on the next video. Peace, and always, guys, love. Ciao for now.